the question is how to be a responsible citizen on the one hand and to be efficient on another hand. This is the question for this video, and I'm going to talk about bad news, and how they influence our well-being and our mental well-being. Because of course we have to be informed, we have to be responsible. And maybe some of you who watch this channel will talk about freedom and possibilities, and I don't talk that much about the news and disasters and bad news which are floating all the time. And maybe some of you might think that I don't follow the news and live in my own rosy world, but it's very far from this, I follow the news very much. And when it comes to following news, what I do, I always watch the same, I check different points of view from, like, at least the opposite views. So if you have two different political views or two different medias that are going to, promote their agenda, then it's good to watch both, then to get some alternative information, This is how I do it. I check the official, commentary about the event, then from a different perspective, and then some, reliable sources of information, I would say, independent sources of information, and so on. So I kind of watch it all, and then I make my own opinion. And I think the one, it's a little bit different from what I want to say. Actually, the main idea of this video is different, but I think it's also important because some people are just, they've chosen their source of information, and it's one, and it's always feeding you with only one idea, only one narrative. So it's very important to get different sources and also check the opposite view, and then make your own research and make your own judgment about what's going on. That's I think is also very important. But the main idea here is that it's not staying informed is important, but how much do we spend time on watching those news? Because if it's too much, it really influences our mental state and and it harms our mental well-being, And also, it makes us feel powerless, like we can't do anything. Things happen, disasters happen, and I can't do anything at all. This is the feeling you get if you spend too much time watching bad news. And this is not the result we want to get, do we? As responsible citizens, what kind of result do we want to get? I think it's actually about being able to stay informed and to act when possible, I would say. And there are different possibilities. As a citizens, you can vote. It's a good way to act. As a citizens, you can write a letter to the editor of the media or some newspaper, that is telling or spreading false facts. You can write a letter to the editor and say, this and that. So you can do something, you can act or not. Or you can just watch. You can watch and spread your, express your opinion, but of course, if you are politicians, then by the fact that you're going to express your opinion, this is going to influence the world a lot. But by the fact that just every YouTuber is going to talk about some bad news and this is how we make the world a better place, no, I don't think so. I think let the news channels, both official, like mainstream, so to say, and independent. Let them do it, because they specialize on that and they really like put a lot of effort into it, and we can stay informed and act in the situations where we can. As responsible citizens, we should. I think we should. We shouldn't like, oh, I don't care, But very often things happen around the globe where you hardly can do something. And then why do you spend hours just, watching again and again and again and again and then again? You don't have to go into all the details to understand the trends and tendencies in the world. You just have to be informed, but you don't need all the small detail, because it will probably only, if it's too much, it will only affect you in a negative way rather than, and also affect your ability to act in a negative way, making you feel hopeless and powerless. Ever thought about this? Let me know in the comments. I've been like talking like this. Maybe I would like to hear from you. What do you think about it? Like, how much time per day do you spend watching this like bad news about different like disasters and crises and things happening? I mean, you don't have to spend too much time to understand what's going on in the world, to really follow the things. And there are so many, of course, really. But also when we focus too much on the bad news, we miss the good news. They are always there as well. So I think it's not about just passively absorbing as much bad news as possible. Yeah, and that's why I don't talk about it on this channel. We have enough channels that talk about this. So I don't talk about this on this channel. Yeah, but I follow it. Because it's not about just absorbing, it's about, taking action when possible. For example, you can make donations to the movements or organizations that make differences in the world. Ever thought about this? This is what I do. I donate where I think people are doing the right thing. So I donate. I don't have to, to talk about it and to say where exactly, but what I think is right, then I support those things. I support those movements. I support those people. And this is how you can influence the world to make it a better place. Staying informed, but also doing something about it, not just talking. Because if everybody wants to explain his or her political opinion, then on internet, then it makes no point. It makes no sense to do it. So it's good to focus on what you can do. Like, can you inspire people to do something good with their lives? Yeah, for example, can you inspire people to become free, to do something that is going to change their future? So now you could put your energy you spent on negative things into what will actually make difference. And also the bad news is always the past. It's already happened. You can't do anything. But you should learn you should know the history, and you learn the lesson, and you know that in this situation you're going to behave. Now you're more aware of what can happen, and then you improve your future by acting in the situation, like taking into consideration what could happen, to make sure that something like this will not happen again. So you do the things that can improve your life and the life of the others, because it's not about you. You are just one and others are many, so it makes sense to care about as many people as possible. Yeah, but then you do something. Yeah, that's much more like efficient than just being a passive observer of the situation. And even there has been studies that show that if you absorb too much negative information and news, that it actually gives you real anxiety and stress, and your mental state is at risk, you know. And so it actually makes sense to really, and also you would feel, you know, like helpless and like this. And so it makes sense to limit the amount of time you spend on this. Just make sure you are informed, but not more than that. You don't have to be informed every minute, you know. Just leave some time during the day where you're going to check the news, and please don't make it in the morning. Don't spoil your morning this way. I never watch news in the morning, because the way how you start your day is going to program your whole day. The morning time is when you have to focus on possibilities. The morning time where you have to focus on being thankful. The morning time is where you have to focus maybe to exercise or to meditate or to do something else that is going to, you know, to focus your being, your mind on a different frequency. You know, you switch to a different frequency for the whole day. You know, like I was telling in this video where I explained how quantum physics explains our ability to influence the world around us. Yeah, if you haven't watched it, make sure you do. I will link it here. So don't do it in the morning, but spend some time. Maybe you decide, I don't know how much, half an hour per day, but make it in the afternoon or maybe a little bit later in the evening. Not in the morning. That's really a bad advice. It's not healthy to do it in the morning. You just spoil the mood for the whole day, and like put a different frequency, different programming, you know, for your day. The bad news dominating the headlines, but actually also great things happen every day, and we forget to focus about it. We miss the good stories, the great and touching stories of the great people sharing their life, you know. And this is not less important than to hear a bad story, you know. It's both are a part of our life. It's just disasters, you know, they come and go. But true values like love, compassion, caring about other people, you know, freedom. You know, there are things which are timeless. And when we focus too much about negativity, we kind of forget other things. Yeah? We forget about love. We forget about care. We just don't have space in our mind even to think about something great. That we have the power in our hands to change our life, to change ourselves, so that we are also like more useful for others. For sure, that's the whole purpose, is to be more useful for others, for those that you care when you watch the news, but not just to watch the news, but actually to make some good influence, yeah, doing something great with your life. Inspiring others, because when you do something great, others will be inspired and want to do the same, you know. You can just see in different situations where you can help, and you help if it makes sense, if it's wise to help. It's not always wise to help, because some people will not appreciate your help. So it's good to be wise, to be kind, to be loving towards the world, and also focus on those values, and not just about not only on the disasters and crises and stuff, which will always be and always been. I actually have a video. I already made a video before where I talk more specific about why I don't talk politics on this channel. And you know what? Everybody who commented on that video, everybody of you agreed that this is so great that you don't talk about politics here. I will link this video, I will link this video here. So for those of you who didn't watch it, you can check it out. It's more focused on why I don't talk politics here. And yeah, my audience, they get information from other sources. They come here for a different reason. Everybody can do, and I'm so happy that there are people who really take their time to get the news for us. Because this is what I also watch every day or every other day. To be informed, to stay informed, to be able to act in the best possible way in the future. And take the time you spend on watching news, make it a smaller time frame, limit it and use it for something which is good for your soul. Go to the nature, go to the woods, go to some park in the city. I don't know where you're living. I live here on the Pacific coast with a beautiful view on the sea, so I know where I would go, and this is what I love doing here. Really going to the beaches here around and really enjoying nature. It's so healing for your mind and your body and everything. It makes your world different. Or spend time to relax in a different way, or I don't know, go to some sauna or meditate. Meditate is a good one. So your mind can calm and have a healthy distance to what's going on. Or keep journaling. Start a YouTube channel. Share your experience. Build your legacy. And if you want me to help you with this, join the program linked in the description below. It's called Solopreneur Journey for Free Thinkers. Or the free training that is also linked in the description below for those who want to start building their own business or presence online. Do something. In the time where you would usually just watch bad news again and again and going into more details and more details and more details, which you don't need so much. You just know, okay, you know the facts, you know what's going, the tendencies in the world. You make something useful of it when you can and just move forward. So this is my understanding. I would love to hear from you in the comments. I would love to hear what you think, whichever opinion you have, please share, because it's important for me to know how you understand it. And so no matter if you have a completely different opinion, I would love to hear from you. And if you watched so far, it means you liked it. So make sure to give this video a like, subscribe to this channel to get more inspiring videos about building freedom in life and becoming a better version of yourself. And if you subscribe, then I will see you in the next video next week. Have fun!